program. I think I burned myself in my mouth. Food, too hot apparently. So, fixing Cornelius composer, and I'm just toying around with it. I did pay for it. And now I hope that they will add lyrics as well and so forward. So, they seem to be a pretty good and responsive company. And I really like what they're doing. Now, I don't know, in regards to the pagan stuff and all that, I don't like that. But in regards to the game and all that, it seems a little pagan and all that. But at least you're learning something. This rhythm village that I also got. Actually, it was a mistake that I got it in some sense, because I just wanted to quickly run it and then get the money back. Try it out for less than an hour and just see what it was and all that. But apparently, when you buy an application from inside the app, you don't have the possibility of actually getting your payment back, apparently. Well, then you need to, but I guess it's fair enough, and they just updated this, it's just looking pretty good. But yeah, it's like a little, it's pagan, and it's of course, I would have liked to see it like more Christian and all that. But anyway, most games are pretty much, sadly not Christians. But it's pretty much non-violent, so that's good. Music Crap is also non-violent, so it is possible to make non-violent games, and making them non-violent, besides making them non-violent, also making them fun and actually able to teach you things. And if you could make some great Christian games that are non-violent, and that also teach in regards of good songs from the Reformation. It's like the songs from the Reformation or from the 16th century doesn't seem to be so so hot. There's not that many notes and so forward. So these are smaller tunes that is more like on a child level, which is great, because I love that. Not going into total Bach or something like that, just keeping it simple and easy for the people, for the children of God and so forward. So you could make a game with, history in regards to Protestant history, the Antichrist, who Jesus Christ is, having good Christian, songs and melodies, and, pretty much nearly non-violent. Of course, it depends on what theme and whatever you want, But you could I have some pretty good ideas, I think, in regards of making. I'm not a programmer and all that. But anyway, if anyone out there thinks it's a good idea and knows how to do it or whatever, just take the idea and fly with it, That's In any case. For example, Music Crap here that I also paid for. It wasn't that expensive, but there's not that many songs. But the songs have nothing to do with Christianity. And you could make instead of crabs, that's an unclean animal according to the Bible. So I would probably take another animal and so forward. I had a sheep, for example. A sheep would be nice in regards of remembering that the Passover lamb and all that. And you could use a theme in regards of Noah, and the shells could be, what was it I was thinking on? Pearls instead, in regards to the precious pearl, that's Jesus Christ, that most precious pearl. Anyway, and you could make a theme with the game that this is, the boat of Noah instead of a crab. Well, I guess then you have to discount the sheep, of course. Yeah, okay, yeah. But anyway, you could make the rainbow and all that as well in regards to when you finish the game or something like that. The rainbow could come up, you could see maybe the ocean, the Earth being. You could make some pretty good animations, and in regards of remembering, in regards to the worldwide flood that was on Earth and all that, while you're actually teaching tunes, Christian tunes, melodies and all that. So, yeah, the possibilities are awesome. And you could even make it with instruments, because some of these, I had one of these games from Cornelius, who also have made Rhythmic Village. And I'm going a little off stray, but they also have a flute game, and I actually tried the flute game with my tin flute, but the problem is the program is not made for tin flute. But you can play. I played the game and I withdrawed my money. You just need to play less than an hour, and you need to pay it from Google's App Store and not. You don't. If you download the application and buy it from inside the application, you lose that right apparently. So you can't receive your money back. So you need to do it from the App Store. Oh, the water here in the kitchen is. But they made a wonderful game in regards of the flute game. Now again, it's still, I would have loved to see more Christian, thing and all that. But besides that, it's still pretty nicely done, and you can use your flute to play the game, and you learn to play on the flute while you're playing a game. That's is fun, and you're learning things, in regards to the notes and all that. That's just, a win-win situation, I think. So, so there's, some great possibilities. And this company is apparently a German company. They're pretty quickly to respond as well. There's a guy, Daniel, I think he's called, or something like that, have the support of the chat and all that. So I understand it's a small company, but it's has possibilities, and also in regards of what they're making, in regards of the composer, if they actually could make so the composer that you could compose the music and then put it into the flute game, that would be pretty awesome. But anyway, sadly, the tin flute does work for a couple of levels. The first 6 tones or something like that, the game actually works, and actually works pretty good. You just need to remember a headset, because if you have the speaker, the microphone will pick up on the speaker, and that's not so good, and that's ruined the thing. So you need to have some earplugs or headphones, and then it works wonderful with the flute. I was really surprised how well it actually worked, and I wasn't even using the flute that actually should have been used for it. But again, it works pretty good until you come to this. I think it's the 7th note, and when you come to the 7th note, you end up having a problem, because the 7th note is not on the tin flute. Now it is on the. Let's see if we can get it the right way here. Yep. 2 seconds. I'm just fixing some tea here. So, fixing the remedies for the anti-fungus tea that I'm making here, like garlic and some cinnamon, and what was more? Cloves and a little of cayenne pepper, I think it's called in English. Or some say that you actually need, in regards to the garlic, to let it, be for around 5 to 10 minutes before you actually use it, because after you crust, and you need to crush it, of course, but after you crust it, it takes 5 to 10 minutes to actually release the good antifungal things in the garlic. So something like. So I guess I'll just let that, the garlic wait for, and then throw in some water for the rest. And there we go. It's not. Wonderful. Anyway, let's get back to the game. Oh, this hut. So I'm playing around with, and I just paid for it, just to get going in regards of some of the notes, and some of the, yeah, and while you're doing it, still learning a little, and that's a long, I'm not a musician by far, so that's still a long way for me to learn these notes and all that. The same thing with the tin flute. It's not perfect by far. I'm learning a little by little, but it could be better. But I found out that doing the flute, you also practice the whistling as well. So that's great. Let's see if I can give a little small tune on the tin flute here. Uh-oh. So that was a little one. One of the, on the tin flute. So it's just that, it's actually a child song from Martin Luther against the two arch enemies of Christ, which he thought was Roman Catholicism in regards of the Pope, and the Mohammedans in regards of the false prophet Muhammad. So he made a children's song, and it was released in, I think it was 1542 or 40, yeah, 1542, because he had, made something in regards of against the Mohammedans and all that, and he had a prayer in it, in that book, and that prayer apparently became this children's song. So it would remind the children as well also to do the prayer of our Father in the heavens and so forward. So anyway, so again, a lot of learning and all that. So it's funny when people are saying, "Oh, the Jews," and I need some battery here. That Martin Luther was in regards of against the Jews and all that, and it's true he wrote against the Jews, but the Jews do have their issues. But in any case, he might have gone a little overboard. I'm not sure. I think he does say some. But anyway, the thing is, people have a way of actually, he made this book against the Jews and all that. Well, he didn't see the Jews as the, arch enemies, That was still pointed to the Roman papacy and the Mohammedans. Now, of course, the Roman papacy being the greatest, of these enemies. But the Jews was like, when people are like, oh, he was in regards to the Jews and all of that. Well, and then forgetting about the two arch enemies that he actually pointed to. So, I don't remember Martin Luther, and I don't think he made any songs against the Jews. He made a song against the Roman, in regards of the Roman papacy and in regards of the Mohammedans. He didn't create a song against the Jews, okay? So anyway, people always try to, he wrote a book in regards to the Jews, and not talking about what he actually, talked about in regards to Roman Catholicism, right? We have totally forgotten about that. That's a subject you don't speak about, apparently. Well, one of his last books that Martin Luther wrote was called Against the Roman Papacy, an Institution of the Devil. And if you don't understand what he meant by that, you just need, you could just read the nearly 100 pages, and I think you'll get it. Nowadays we have no idea who the Antichrist is. And all the Protestants knew who the Antichrist was. Anyway, so let's get back to the program. So this is Hatikva, Israel National Anthem. And I'm sitting here with the paper and all that, and I'm not that far from being done. I think it's still, let's see here, and you can choose different, I'm not really, they have a huge amount of instruments in this program, and apparently this was a big thing. There we go. It's slow because I'm recording, of course. But you have a lot of instruments. I don't really care about it. Actually, all these instruments just makes me more confused in some sense. I just need to find something I like, and go with that. For example, flute or pan flute. Of course, the pan flute has a bad name. Pan. I would guess it goes back to the false god Pan in regards to that name. But anyway, there's flute, there's pan flute, and there's whistle. Piccolo, recorder. I think I have tried all of them, but I can't remember which one I actually liked. I thought it actually was set up for, but every time you make a new, apparently it seems like you need to fix it in place what instrument you want to be. I thought it actually would, just go on with the same instruments. But anyway, let's take the pan flute and see. And let's try to play this. And that's pretty much stuff. I actually, if I remember correctly, I actually need to set it 8 upwards or downwards, because the flute, when you would play the notes on this, would actually be it's called an octave. I think it's an octave higher. So if I remember correctly, the flute is actually an octave higher. So I need to see if I can figure that out and fix it without messing up the things here and all that. It's still, I think it seems more, these programs that I've tried in regards of composers, in regards of notes, it just seems more complicated than it actually, it's still, this is very user friendly and all that. No, but still some of, how the setup is in regards of 4 whatever and all that. Looking at some of the old notes, they didn't have the 4. They actually used these things here, these to actually show that there was a break in the text, not to show the 4 or whatever, or 2 is actually 2 as you can see up here. It's like 2, and that means that there can be like 2 of these guys in one. And when they're 4, these are like, I think it's 1/8, and these are 1/4 of a quarter. And the 4 number here decides that, apparently. I'm not really, I'm still learning, trying to figure out and all that. But it's like 2, 2, 2, and this is like a 2 in it whole. So this is one note with 2, so that's a half note, I guess it's called. And again, I wonder if this couldn't actually, in regards of notes, if it couldn't have been made easier, Anyway, as you can see, I have colors on, and I put the colors of the rainbow, 7 colors, and red are apparently the C. Again, I've do is apparently the do re mi and all that. And see, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, which apparently is the Latin, whatever. But do is apparently the C, and the C is apparently the first, and instead of A. I'm like, come on, this is just, it doesn't make sense, Of course, you just have to learn it, to begin to read these. But I'm thinking, couldn't that have been, I'll guess at some point maybe I'll figure out if there's actually a easier way to, get it, easy. Yeah, but anyway, whatever, this is the standard that we use today. And I guess I just have to learn it, but in all these 4 in regards to 4 or 2, 2, 2 or whatever, again, in the 16th century music, this wasn't there as far as I can see. They used these things that is now used for the 2, 2 or 4, 4, they are used to stop, to show that, hey, there's a stop in regards to the lyrics and so forward. And, but we don't, apparently that didn't, they apparently, so I was like, after looking at the 16th century and still being a total newbie and all that, and then coming over to this new music thing and all that, and I'm thinking, what is going on with all these, lines, it's like, why is there so many lines, that doesn't make sense, so I still have a little difficulty with, there's still a lot to learn. But anyway, as you can see, red is the lowest color in the spectrum. So that's the lowest color that we can see or perceive by our eyes. That's not to say there's a lot more in the spectrum. There's infrared, low connection. Shouldn't be low connection. We are on, we are on 4G, so again, probably some issues. Hopefully it will not be lagging too much. Let's just go back here. And you can actually, you can zoom in and you can zoom out. And when you zoom in, you have these, you can take them off if you don't want them. I do wonder what this thing is, because it doesn't seem to do anything. And then you have the colors, if you want colors or not. Well, our colors, I haven't really gotten used to the colors yet, but there's also this weird feature which, I guess is in regards of the, but anyway, I don't see why I would use that. So you can go into the program. Let's see if we can, let's move this over here somewhere. And you can go into settings and you can set up all the colors. And as you can see, it starts with the C. And I'm like, why not start with A, it's just confusion for me, Why are you starting on C, D, E, F, G, and then A, B, It's just, give me a break, It's just, that doesn't make sense to me. Why not call it A, B, C, D, E, F, G, it's like do, re, mi, fa, si, what was it, fa, sol, la, ti, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. Then, they start with do, re, mi, fa, so, and we start with C apparently. Why would you start with a C? I don't understand that. But anyway, as you can see, I put red as the first. So that's C, that would be do, and then re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, or ti, ti or si. Apparently that's different. But that's the apparently Latin way of doing it and all that. And I still have a lot to, But that was a free game actually, very very hard, very hard, and it was like. But anyway, that was like do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, and all that, and you played the game. But I thought it actually would go over to the C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and all that. Anyway, it was free, but very hard. I think very very hard. I was stuck for a long time in that game. But then it seems when you break through and then you get. Then you can buy things. This is a weird game. It's like a crap game where you collect them, but it's not so vile. Of course, the shark, that eats the crab. But anyway, so I'm not sure. It's on Play Store somewhere in regards to that. Let's see if I can find it. But the thing is, that's I'm not sure how much that actually will help in regards to that. Of course, I guess it's better to actually in regards to C, D, E, F, G, and all that. Let's see here, do, re, mi, or something like that. I don't know where the game is, but it's like a crap game. Crap. How do you say crap like that? Do, re, mi, whatever, something like that. Oh, no, that's musical crap. Oh, here we go. Do, re, mi, chili crab. And I think I gave it I gave it 1. And I think it's utterly brutal, this game, And apparently they refixed the, how difficult it was. I thought it was pretty difficult, and as you can see, solas, so, but I would have liked, in regards of the letters instead, because that's usually what is used. What is this? King of Crabs? No, no, this is just okay. I thought it might be no, it's just a game. Okay, so music crab learned, that's like a piano thing and all that, non-violent and all that is pretty good. As you can see, it's just made. Oh yeah, we actually was in and looked at that. We can just quickly look at one, I guess, so you can see how it is. If it's a little slow. So let's just take, number 3 or whatever. That's only 24 in total, and but anyway, so here you go, A, C, D. But it has somewhat of a fun fact, and it's always nice with a fun fact. So let's just, and you can see oops, there we go, and I just got off. Okay, let's try again. Oops. So there you have the letters, but actually you can go to the menu and get do, re, mi instead, if you're more used to that. If you can get the options here, you have C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and then you have apparently another thing in regards of a H instead. That doesn't make any sense, does it? A, H, what? You just, here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's more like me, that seems reasonable. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that's easy to, okay, that's this and that and all that, it shouldn't. Anyway, here we have do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, or ti, anyway, and you can set the tempo from easy to, normal to fast. Any case, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This sounds pretty good. But anyway, I guess I'll figure it out. But this is a great non-violent game. I have some fun facts, but it's easy. It's pretty, it doesn't take long after you have completed it. But, learning a little here and a little there, and while having a little fun, then that's not bad. So, back to the program. Can we just drop this? Just go away, just hide away. Anyway, oh no, still not hiding away. Oh, there we go. That's a stupid place it is. Oh well, any case, so you can zoom in and you can do your thing, and so this is the first day on it and still figuring things out and all that. The thing is, you can't even save just once to try it out. But I actually made a melody in the past and I couldn't save it. So that takes out the fun, for trying it out. And of course, I don't think they want that. In regards to the company, they would want people to try it out. And, save that at least have 3 saves or 4 saves or whatever, 7 saves, like 7 is a good number. At least give the user some saves so the person can save their progress so he can try it out and still have, 7 saves or something like that would be pretty, and just warn the user, at least let him. So I lost the melody that I actually made in regards to the children's song. But of course, I'll fix it at some point. It wasn't that, but and I still have some issues in some of the songs that I've made or tried to make. We can go back. No. Let's just save this. Up, back, save, and then go back. Do you really wish to go back to the score manager? Yes. And they have a dragon, of course. Dragon is usually but at least it's green, but it's not red like in the Book of Revelation. But dragons are pretty much just dinosaurs. And dragon, the dragon is also used for Satan in the Bible. Anyway, as you can see, Amazing Grace, new and old. In Festerberg, I'm not sure if I actually fixed that. Lord, keep us steadfast in your word. That's the children's song, but there's nothing in it because, I actually have made it, but, it deleted it. So as you can see, there's two that is usually there. That's this one and that one. I'm not sure why it's like green up there. What's the point of that? It's like not green there, but it's green there. So why is it green up there? I have no idea. And apparently there seems to be like, there's a marker on that one, but there's no marker on that one, and the marker is green on that one and that one. I have no idea what this is. Okay, but anyway, I guess maybe if it's a longer one or something like that. No idea. Anyway, we have the Amazing Grace old, and I have some issues, and there's some problems with the song, and here it is. But there are some things that hasn't been fixed, and it's still a work in progress. But let's try it out. Well, that's not too hard. Let's try again. Apparently there was a song in regards of Amazing Grace that was an older version, and there's a new. So I want in regards of the other melody that most people know, and there's just some issues in this song still. Again, some of the things I'm still toying around with how to actually create from the notes which I'm reading on the paper and all that. So it's not perfect for sure. But as you can see, you can follow along with the music. That's pretty nice. Now, I expect them to get lyrics into this program at some point in the future. So, it's not a bad thing supporting, they're doing some pretty good things in regard. And there's really some good possibilities in this, for some Christian games as well. And, who knows in the future. It's just, instead of all these violent games and, games that we're not learning anything from or whatever. And it's actually pretty fluently as well, this program. So this is Amazing Grace, that's the new one. And that's pretty, it's not done. Because I have some problems and, with some of the things, trying to figure out how to get around the issues and or fix it out. But, I really understand why someone would actually exchange that old melody with the new one. It was just, I had printed out some of these old hymns in regards of it, and one apparently seemed to have the old one. I think it's the old one anyway. But I do understand why someone would actually change that to the other melody, because the other melody is just much, much more better, I think. Which is the one we kind of know, right? Amazing grace, da da, and I can't remember more. Da 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 la da 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 da. So the other melody seems kind of weird, but but I have yet to try it with the lyrics on, and so at some point. Yeah, it's just the melody. I don't think the melody. I'm not sure in regards of the how fast it needs to be and so forward. I haven't ever heard this melody, and I don't think it's that ear catching either. I don't think it's that good. The other one is just much more better. I wonder how many people actually have been, because as I understand the history of this Amazing Grace was actually a poem, I think, and he sent it to England, I think, and then someone made it into a song, and then I guess it came back, and then someone put another melody on that song. So there might actually have been multiple people in regards of actually getting it to the stage that it actually is, in regards of having a great melody and the text being singable, and the poem and all that. There is a YouTube video on the history of that song. If you look it up, you should be able to find it if you just look up the name of the song. Let's try to go back in regards of what the name was. If you search on the name of Amazing Grace, that was sorry, my brain is not. There's so many informations and all that, and my brain can't. And I probably have a fungus issue as well that doesn't help on my memory, and I've had that for 17 years. But anyway, that seems to be a thing that apparently the doctors totally miss, because they have all the antifungal medicine, antibiotic and all that. Anyway, that's another topic. Let's go back to. But if you search on Amazing Grace on YouTube and all that. And by the way, in regards to, there seems to be a connection between fungus and cancer. But of course, they don't want to go there, apparently. Any case, if you search on Amazing Grace, you should be able to find the story, pretty emotional story, if I remember. A lot of these songs, which have some pretty interesting history behind it. There's another song where he has his first wife, and the first wife died. Well, actually, he needed to, I think it was the day before he was going to marry this woman. She died in an accident. So he ended up going to the US or something like that because he couldn't stay at where he was anymore. Because I can't remember if it was Scotland or something, or Ireland or whatever. But anyway, the country reminded him of her. It's very sad, the day before they got married, he lost her because of an accident. So he moves, and then he finds another woman, and she dies as well. I think actually before they get married as well. I'm not entirely sure, but that's an interesting story as well. And this is one of these. I think it's called "We Have a Friend in Jesus" or something like that. That even if everything goes against us, we have a friend in Jesus and all that. So, yeah. Anyway, that was an interesting story as well. Yeah, and there's different, it's wonderful to see these things coming forward on YouTube and all that. Very, very interesting. And it's very sad what some of these have, been through. Losing, anyway, losing your loved twice, actually, so, ein fester Berg ist unser God. That's, our God is what's it called? I can't even remember, but it's also in English. So maybe you know it when I play it. So that's, again, I've tried to fix how it actually is in the old notes and try to fix it into this. And as you can see, it's like 16 to 4, and that's like 16 fourth quarter notes that is in that, and then we have a 12 quarter thing. It's not making it easy to understand how these things are working and all that. But anyway, and then you have the 16 1/4 quarter, and you can see different notes. This note, that note is like those with a hole. It's like 2. So that's a half note. You take 2 1/4 quarters and you get half note and all that. It's not easy, but anyway, let's see if we can play that and see. Nope, apparently the sound is broken now. Did I? Oh, let's try. Okay. Apparently we have some problem with the sound, apparently. Oh, there we go. Let's try to choose an instrument, maybe. No idea why the sound won't work at the moment. Let's just go back and try again. Did I? It's just maybe. No, it should be okay. Let's try again. Nope, still not working. I wonder why. Let's just close it down. And when you're recording and all that, you sometimes have issues. Let's see, made with Unity. There's a lot of things made with Unity apparently. It's annoying with this one. Wasn't there a way to actually have it off totally? I think there was. Okay, this doesn't seem to be any... Doesn't seem to be in... Oh, there we go. That was something. Okay. Okay, we are hoping that it works now. Apparently that seemed to. Atikva, Anfeste, flute. No. There we go. Yeah, the sound. Great. Okay, let's try again. Oh. No. Oh my. No. That was not no. I need to have a flute instead. Let's try that one. Okay. One thing that is a problem with this song, and this is like you can actually make it so it plays again and again. One thing that is a problem with this song is that I haven't been able to make breaks in the song. So, I've made it a little quicker, 200 beats per minute, apparently. But again, I still actually think the octave thing, I need to fix the octave, so it's like 8 up or 8 down or something like that. But I think I can sort that out without too much trouble, hopefully. There was trouble in changing these things where you're putting more sharp things or natural whatever notes, but anyway. What was it? Yeah. No, I forgot it. What was it? Oh yeah, the brakes. So you're driving this one. It's a little annoying that I can't. Stay where you are. But anyway, the first thing here up here, and this one is repeated. As you can see, there's a repeat mark there. But the thing is, there's no brake. I'm not sure if I can insert a brake, like it just feels like a little, regards of trying to do something that actually should be very easy to do. It just seems like having these things in it, in this modern way of I think it would be much easier if you didn't have these, if you just could do whatever you wanted and just put, oh, I want a break there, because the breaks is also a problem. If you want a break, you need to follow these things instead of just being able to say, here, I want a break there, now I don't want, then you're ending up toying around with it, trying to sort things out, and you need to sit there and, for example, I sat for this one, I needed to calculate how many I needed, because you don't want it to scramble it while, I feel like you're fighting it a little. It's not only this program. This program is actually pretty good. It's very intuitive, and you have a help thing here and all that, and I think they will in the future fix the lyrics things. That would be wonderful. But I still feel like these programs, these note programs that I've tried, different ones and all that, they still have this issue of that you locked into this system, so you can't easily just put things in or put things out, or I want to have the break here in regards to this and that. It seems like you're fighting the system somewhat and need to try to figure things out, instead of just going by the flow, and I think I feel like there must be a better method to this, and also easier to move the notes that you want easy around and so forward. And I think it's this system here where you can pretty much, you can see new time signature, and you can set this up, and you can get it up to 32, and that's all. You cannot just do an unlimited thing and just, I could talk to them about this in regards of maybe having an unlimited thing and all that, and where you yourself are able to fix things where you want them instead of being fixed into these boxes, And the problem is, when you are fixed into these boxes, you cannot just change things on the go and just edit things. And I can see some of the other programs I've used as well have this issue, and then of course when you change things, you end up destroying some of the things that you're doing and all that, and it's kind of messy, I feel like that it should be much easier, or could be easier, instead of this. I guess there's an idea of having like 2 tags or 4 tags or whatever, but if they could apparently do without it in the 16th century, and in the 16th, it just feels there was just much. Yeah, I want to try the other method that they used in the past, to see if if it must be much easier to edit the things and just copy paste and this and that. Like when you're writing a document, it should just be instead of fighting these boxes, that's and I was told by someone that's just how notes are done and all that. Yeah, maybe it is, but if I don't, if I want to have why not make it user friendly instead of these crazy daisies? Anyway, but besides that, it's pretty, compared to, but it's all the programs have these issues. So it's not only this one, because they're using these. But anyway, so let's try to start it again. Oh no, it's still that one. Yeah. But as you can see, when it should be a break here, and that's not. You see, it begins really quickly, and there should just be a small gap, Instead of, the thing is, if I want one gap, I could fix it on 17 here, for example. I could maybe just fix this like one more. Let's see what happens. No. What did it do? Okay, let's go back. Okay, so these are already 16, and then I have 16 down here. So I would need to make this. See if I can fix it. I would need to fix this and go in and make this into a 17. Okay, there we go. So then I could put a brake in there. But the question is, that would be a 1/4 quarter brake. Actually, it's already there, so let's try it out, But again, I would still be, in regards of just doing what you want instead of actually being boxed in. These boxes, I think, makes it much more, but anyway, let's see here. Okay, there we go. Let's try. Oh. And let's get some other. Okay, let's see. Yep, and it's just started. And now there should be a break. Let's hear. Oh no, it's just only playing that. Okay, and that's I guess one of the features that you can. Oh, I need to. How do I? I'm still a little new to it, so okay, there we go. Okay, so let's try again. Oh no, it's still set to these. How do I move those? Oh, there we go. Apparently that's this blue thing. Okay, so you can decide from where it needs to play and so forward and all that. Again, I'm still, I haven't played so much around with it, but a little. And let's get this over there. Now, just stop it. Why is it? There we go. Oh, no. There we go. And then it should break here. Let's see here. Oh, I guess it's sped up, but still it's I need to have something else than this. I guess that. Some of the instruments doesn't really, when it's a longer note, they have some issues. I need to test that out as well at some point and make some long notes. But the flute seems to actually work. But when you have the piano, it's like they're just, it's not being held down. On some of them anyway. But I guess again it's still an octave too low compared to the tin whistle, so I would, I need to fix that at some point. But the thing is, and on the tin whistles things, it doesn't really say it's like 8 below or 8 above in regards of the octave. It's kind of confusing. But I guess it would be nice just to know that, yeah, but anyway. Nope, that's bad. Nope. I guess either the pan flute or the whistle, maybe. That sounds also pretty, yeah. Nope. Nope. That's a little too rough. That sounds pretty. That sounds much smoother. Like smooth. Doesn't seem to be that much different than those two. At least there's a little break in it now. I could put a longer break in it by 18, but again, if I wanted, a smaller break, I couldn't do that. If I wanted, like, it seems like the fine adjustment seems to somewhat go away in regards of that you're boxed in these boxes, instead of just actually just putting out, I want this and that, and I want the break to be there, like when you're writing a document, you're put into these boxes, and I don't like to be in boxes. Anyway, and there doesn't seem to be a way to actually get around that. I'll see if I can ask them about it, but the program, of course, would need to function a little different, but I think it could be wonderful. Anyway, as you can see, let's follow it along. Oh, there we go. Zoom in. There we go again. Da 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 la da 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 da. And then it moves on. It's very nice. And there should be a break as well at some of these places. Yeah. There needs to be a break. Da 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 da. So, can I zoom out? There we go. Okay. So, I would need to make a break there and there. Oops. And, pretty much all the places would need a little. So, I guess 13, 13, 13, 13. And then we have the 16 here. That probably don't need a break. That, of course, depends. In regards of if you're starting it, it might be nice with a little break. You can actually make this thing in regards of making an automatical break in the beginning. Let's see if it works. It wasn't that long. Now some people might say I'm a little too quick in regards of the song, but actually, as I understand it by reading it, many of the versions we have today are really slow of this. Ein fester Berg ist unser Gott. But, like, that's very slow. Yeah, that's very, very slow. Let's just, at least that's more bearable. It's very hard with these low notes with the whistling and all that, but still training to get the lower, get better at lowering my whistle thing. No. Oh.